Growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of love. We had a lot of connection. And even in the midst of what most would call dysfunction, there were some pivotal lessons that I learned in the thick of not only my struggle, but my family's struggle. When I think back and I consider all the people who this story is very familiar to. And so our goal with the Limitless Cares Foundation is to be a resource for capital for organizations here in the community that are serving underrepresented groups. Our ultimate goal is to disrupt generational poverty and all the socio-economic constructs that contribute to poverty and oppression. When I think about my childhood, it's hard to have that memory without thinking of Grand Avenue Elementary. I attended Grand Avenue as a fifth grader, and one of my teachers, Mr. Brown, I always remember him. I remember he told me, he said, "Sierra, you carry a light, and you're gonna have this light with you wherever you go. And learn to protect it and guard it and know that you're gonna really help a lot of people." And of course, in the fifth grade, I had no idea exactly what that meant, but it stuck with me because he spoke so much life into me. I remember attending this school. During that time, I was the Disney Dreamer Endure. I was the valedictorian. I remember giving this really great valedictorian speech to our graduating class of fifth graders. And when I realized the importance of community was when the Orlando Magic at the time and their players, Bo Outlaw, Ike Austin, and Dare Armstrong, they paired up with the neighborhood and they came and they did a neighborhood cleanup program. And I was one of the students that they selected to be a part of that PSA. And what I remember is us coming in, planting a bunch of plants and cleaning up the community. And I just remember how important it was for us to be able to come back, give back, and support and be the change that we wanted to see in our communities. And so I still had a heart to serve even from that day. When I think about this school, I remember living with my grandparents at the time, and that was my first taste, I guess, when I realized that I was poor. I didn't know I was poor until a group of kids at my school told me that I was. My journey to success, it wasn't the traditional path. In fact, it was quite unorthodox. You know, I can consider myself one of the ones that was looked over, the underdog, because I was one of those people who wondered, does anybody care about my struggle? Does anybody care about what we're going through? And so many times I was proven that yes, people do care. There are always people in my path who stepped in, spoke a word, provided a resource, shown support, and it's because of that support that I'm able to stand here today. And so I count it robbery for me to be standing where I am today and to not give back, to not look back, and to not serve. And so Limitless Cares is dedicated to doing just that. I believe, like myself, there are so many powerful voices, talented youth, and kids who are going to be our future leaders right here in our hoods, in our projects, and in all the underdeveloped communities. What they need is someone who's going to come back and speak life, educate, mentor, coach, push, motivate, inspire. And that's what Limitless Cares is all about. Growing up, we were always on Section 8. And so we moved around a lot. So I've been able to experience the struggles of various communities. I've lived in South Apopka. I've lived in Pine Hills. I've lived on Grand Street. You know, I've lived in Rosemont. I've lived in Forest City. I've been able to, experience the different dynamics as it relates to groups being marginalized and placed in one area, and all the different experiences and dynamics and social constructs that come along with that. But now that I'm on the other side of it, I wanted to come back, give back, and take a stance. What we want our youth to know is that they matter. And everything that they've experienced, their experiences, their stories, their struggles, their pain, their talents, and their gifts, our youth matters, and Limitless cares.